we're following was what happened yesterday right here in the heart of Times Square. A lot of people on vacation this week. That may have helped ease the commuting pain of that big water main break in the heart of New York.
Yeah, a 127-year-old water main broke in Times Square early yesterday morning. It sent an estimated 1.8 million gallons of water pouring into the subway system, derailing the morning commute at the city's busiest subway station.
Now, according to the Associated Press, the city has 6,800 miles of water mains. That's enough pipe to go from Times Square to Tokyo. The question here, how reliable are those pipes?
So we're going to talk about that with Carlo Scissura. He is president of the New York Building Congress, a construction industry trade group. So Carlo, good morning to you, and thanks for being with us.
Good morning. Happy to be with you both.
Morning.
So when you hear that this water main is nearly 130 years old, a lot of people are wondering how many more water mains are like this at this age, and then how really reliable is the system then?
So, it's interesting. One of the big things we talked about during the COVID crisis was not to stop planning and doing underground construction. Because we talk a lot about the big projects in New York, airports and Gateway and all these things, but we must prioritize daily infrastructure, water mains, sewers, street repairs, things of that nature. These things are not reliable. They're old. They have not been fixed. They have not been managed. We are living now where storms happen not every 100 years, but they happen every year. So, and who suffers? People trying to get on a subway, people trying to go to work, people trying to go to school. The MTA has enough on their plate not to have to deal with all of these issues as well.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, Carlo, when you look at it, right, we all heard the term, when he said 1896 yesterday, I think all of us kind of were like, wait, what? 1896 is when a water main in the heart of New York City was installed. Yeah. But help us understand how difficult it is, though, to really get under there and replace something like a water main, right? Especially in the heart of Times Square where there's so many different things and factors. There's electrical wires and there's the subway system.
It is one of the most daunting challenges that exists in New York City and other cities across the U.S. and the world. You know, Dan, you mentioned Times Square. Think of it. Every subway line, electrical, Con Ed, National Grid. Lord knows what's under there from 80 years ago, 100 years ago. The good thing is the Federal Infrastructure Act that we are, excited to be living through right now provides really significant dollars for this type of infrastructure. And I think the president announced very recently over $200 million for New York for this type of work. The other thing is the Clean Air Jobs Act that passed about a year ago also provides $4 billion plus for these type of climate resiliency things. I think the big thing is prioritizing. Look, I represent an incredible industry, one of the fastest growing industries in the city, state, and region. And one of the things we have to do is build. And it's not just building things you see, the shiny new objects that, listen, we all get excited about, a new LaGuardia Airport, a new Penn Station, new Moynihan, et cetera. We got to build underground. It's sewers, it's pipes.
But who says it?
It's by the way, it's broadband.
But who says, okay, we have a water main that's from 1896, it's time to replace it? Whose job is it to say, let's go and tackle that?
It is, good question. It's New York City's job as part of their capital plan to give lots of money to DEP, and DEP is ready to rock and roll with this. Give them the funds, apply for grants from the federal government, because the infrastructure money is not just money given to localities and states. You actually have to apply for competitive grants.
I think a lot of people,
one of the grants.
No, I was just going to say, I think a lot of people feel like the city is being more reactive instead of proactive.
Again, it's a part of infrastructure that may not seem sexy. So we're all excited about second phase of Second Avenue subway, rebuilding Penn Station. I'm excited about potentially a new BQE, right?
Yeah.
But we have to think about the bread and butter issues, the day-to-day items that keep New York moving.
Yeah.
And underground utilities in my humble opinion, is number one.
Yeah, totally.
So I think this is a moment where we will advocate very strongly to both the city and the state to ensure that money is coming in from the federal government on these projects. And we will actually go to the federal government and say, you need to provide funding for day-to-day services in New York. And by the way, folks, it's not just New York. Every city, every older city in America is dealing with this crisis.
Well, yeah, just look at Hoboken across the river.
Yeah.
Hoboken has a water main breaking every other week. I mean, Carlo, we're out of time, but look, when I think sexy, I think water mains. That's all I'm saying.
I do too.
Yeah.
Water mains get me excited.
Yeah. Carlo Scissura, president of the New York Building Congress. Thank you for being here and shedding some light on the issue. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too. 7:23 right now. Coming up.